All right, this is a little tutorial for working with the GoFan ticketing system through PlayOn HQ. The website to go to is hq.gofan.co. You don't need to put in the slash dashboard. It'll take you to a login screen first, and then after logging in, it takes you to the dashboard. That's hq.gofan.co. And then here's what the dashboard looks like. There are currently no events listed, but here's where they would be listed under our events. And then it would show you ticket sales by activity. I am only have access to the performing arts. And so it's showing me all of the month of May. So it's including, I think, a dance concert from earlier in the month. But I could look at that. I could look at previous months if I'd like to look at April and see that would be all of the ticket revenue from the April musical production, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, down on the bottom left corner is an important section here to note the link to the GoFan page for ticketing. So this link is the same link that any ticketing event, we can share the same link and the same QR code. The QR code is just going to take you to that link. But when I click the link, it just goes to the public GoFan page. This is what the public will see. Currently, there's no events, but they would be listed here, and they'd have to scroll down and find their correct event. Go back now. I've actually never done this on an iPad before, so we're trying something new. And then that same QR code, scanning it will just take them to that same GoFan page to purchase tickets. And then they have a pre-made flyer as well. Hit download. Let's see what that looks like here. Why did that not? I don't know where that went. Recents. There we go. All right. Yeah, maybe this. Oh, there it is. QR code. Good. Cool. So it'll take you to a pre-made buy tickets online, and then there's the QR code, and so you can easily print that, post that outside events. Theoretically, because the QR code doesn't change, you could put that in a permanent place in the auditorium, maybe in a like a wall protector just outside the auditorium doors in the foyer or something, and then that would function for all of our ticketed events. Okay, back to the dashboard. So let's walk through this. So over here on the left side, we're going to create an event. I'm going to select performing arts of all the options and then continue. Yes, it's a ticketing event and continue. All right, let's just walk through the process. So let's say this is musical night 1 is what I'd call it. And I'll throw a date on there for tomorrow and a start time of 7 p.m. Excellent. And it automatically makes the end date the same, and it gives an automatic end time 3 hours later. I tend to default to about 2 hours later. So 9 p.m. You could select that it's an all-day event. That's what I do for Valentunes. Who's hosting the school? It's already by default Mountain View. Financial School, already default to Mountain View. Door opening time. Now, the only reason that that matters, the door opening time, is because you can't, tickets will not become available until that time. So door opening time is when tickets become available. Default is set 4 hours. We don't scan with the system anymore. We just check them on their way in. So it doesn't really matter. I usually put 1 or 2 hours beforehand. You could alternately just select tickets available anytime. Okay, venue setup. It is always Mountain View by default, but when I scroll down, there is a preset Grand Theater as well as Little Theater as well. So let's say this one's in the Grand Theater. Wonderful. You could view the seating map, but we don't need to now. And then we're going to set up tickets. So we add a ticket type. There we go. And then we'll just say general admission or like adult general admission. And then usually I'm going quick and sloppy. I didn't even change the uh, I didn't want to not even change the punctuation there. And then I'd set a price for that ticket. Oh, not $800. And then I always mark that the attendee pays the fee. So $8 is what's going to go to your program, and but the patron will pay something like $9.50 or something like that. A processing fee, which I think is $1 per ticket, and then plus plus tax. And then there's some optional settings within here as well. We'll glance at those. So I can set the maximum number if I'm trying to limit the number of tickets. I can change the start and end date if it's limited sales of time frame, and then I can do a family ticket as well. Make it a family ticket if I wanted to. All right, we'll go back. So I've added that. Oh, I like to change the colors as well. Oh, it usually gives me. There we go. I was gonna say there's somebody that usually tells me that I can change the color to whatever I want. There. Awesome, and hit save. And then I'll add another ticket type and make this one student general admission and give that a price and same things. Okay, give that a color if I want to. And so you can add as many tickets as you like. Usually I'm adding an adult ticket, a student ticket, and then I'll add a ASD faculty ticket as well. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'll call that one ASD faculty. Again, just moving quick and sloppy. And I'll still put the adult price there. But usually what I'll put is free with code that tells people that, hey, select this one if you have the code. And again, give it a color. Great. Dark gray is just fine. And I'll show you where to do that code in a bit. And then I usually add another ticket type for Bruin Classies to send to the Bruin Classies reps because we offer them free tickets to our events. And to the PTSA, I offer the PTSA board tickets to our events as well. I just think it's a good show of support and encouraging those art supporters within our community to come to our events, even all of our ticketed events. Let's see. Notice also that it's general admission and reserved seating, so I can alternately select reserved seating for any of these, and then they will have to select an individual seat as they reserve. So student general, and I think there is a way that you could go and specify which seats are for which ticket type. Though I haven't done this part in a long time. Maybe I don't want to deal with that right now. But I believe there's a way that you can go and select and say certain sections are reserved for certain ticket types. If you wanted to have a student section per se, or a classes section per se. Okay, so that is all the basic things, the required settings over here. And now we're going to close the required settings and open up the optional settings. And there's a lot of good information. They say optional, but I think there's still some pretty um, uh, required things, I think, in here. So first of all, when the tickets will go on sale, I usually make them on sale immediately. And then is there a maximum number of tickets that a customer can purchase? The default is 30, and I'm fine with that. I don't anticipate anybody purchasing more than 30. And if they are, then they can do it in multiple transactions. We'll come back to the promo codes in a second. That's an important one. Okay. Additional information. I will collect information for Mega Concert and for Valentunes. For Mega Concert, it's just them. I can just add a field there, and it'll say which ticket, and I can select multiple if I'd like to, and then I can add some information. I can collect these stock things, or say I want to do some custom fields here, and I'll say who is benefiting from your ticket sale, and then they can enter a name. So it's required. So I'll do text input. So basically, as they're checking out, it'll require them to put a name there, and then that is the person that I'm going to credit the ticket to as part of their fundraising. Okay, I'm not going to save that. We're just going to go back. And then for Valentunes, I'm collecting a lot more information there. I'm collecting the recipient location and contact information and times of day that they're going to be so the students have some flexibility reaching out to the people. So actually collect a lot of information for Valentunes. Okay, and then here's the custom description, and here's where we put some text in about the event. A little blurb about the musical. I usually put a little blurb that I've copied and pasted. I just paste it into all of our auditorium events about where the wheelchair seats are located at the ends of those rows. That doors will open 30 minutes before performance. That tickets are non-refundable, all that kind of stuff you put there in the custom description. And then there's a little icon here to add a photo as well. And that's where I put the graphic or the poster for the event. I like for people to have the confidence that when they're buying tickets for an event, that they see the same poster that they saw either on the school marquee or on the wall posted within the school. It gives confidence that I'm buying the ticket for the correct event. Oh yeah, there's the poster. It's branded. I recognize that. I know I've got some confidence there. Okay, the last one here is promo codes. This one's a little more complicated, or at least there's a lot more flexibility here. Within the promo codes, I could upload a file if I already have preset promo codes. I haven't done that. And I can discount a certain amount of money. I can say that I just want a couple dollars off or a percentage off. I can specify the number of tickets per code. So if I do 100% off, that person can use that code an unlimited number of times, or in this case, it's already preset to 10. But if I select this unlimited tickets per code, then they can use it unlimited times. And then the number of unique codes. And so if I wanted to do that, I could randomize codes and I could, if I were giving individual codes out to people, for example, to my junior high students, I would say one ticket per code, and I'd make them valid anytime. So I'd go and change those dates to be anytime. Just a big window from the opening of ticket sales to the night of performance. And then I'd say apply, and then boom, it auto generates 10 random promo codes that can be used one time each for 100% off. And then I could take those and copy them down or download this list somewhere. I feel like there's a way to download that and give them to my junior high kids. Additionally, what I am often doing, um, let's see, create more codes. Great. For like the ASD employees, I'm just going to say unlimited tickets per code. It's a bit of an honor system. And I'm going to say apply. And I didn't ask it to randomize codes, so it gives me a blank field here. So I'm going to go to that blank field, and I always do the same ASD free. And then I hit generate, and it has now successfully generated that one promo code that can be used an unlimited number of times. But what I forgot to do is that I add that only, there we go. So rather than discount code for any ticket type, I'm going to do that just for that specific type, go through the same process. And so that code will only work for that ticket type, ASD faculty, free with code. And then when they put in that code, it will comp the price of that ticket for them. And again, it is some honor code. I've learned over time that I can't limit that to only 2 tickets per person, because if I do 2 here, um, then only 2 people can that code ASD free can only be used for 2 tickets, regardless of how many faculty members are trying to use the code. The first one to get on and reserve 2 tickets, that's it. Now, if that's the goal, that's great. But my goal is for an unlimited number of faculty members to get 2 free tickets. So there's no other way to eliminate the number of uses, and so I have to click unlimited tickets per code, unfortunately. Okay, and then I do the same with the classes. Once those classes tickets are generated there, I would create a classes code. I would create a PTSA code as well. And usually with the classes and the I didn't show this before, but with the classes and the PTSA, I make those tickets not visible on the actual ticket. There's when you're setting up the tickets on the previous menu, you can click a like hidden link, and so basically it just makes it so that um, a normal person can't. You can theoretically do that with the ASD faculty as well, where they can't click when they're checking out when looking at the tickets, they don't see those there. That you can only access them through a link, a specific link. Now the downside to that is each night. So this is musical night 1 that we've been setting up, and each night of performance is its own event, and therefore requires setting up its own codes. And so it means if I'm doing hidden links, when I send an email to the PTSA or to the Bruin classes, that means that for a 5-night run or a 6-night run of performances, I'm going to send them 6 links. Here's a Monday, here's a Tuesday night link, a Wednesday night link, a Thursday night link, a Saturday matinee link. Um, and so I do that with classes and with PTSA. I haven't done it with ASD faculty, but it could be done as well. You'd have to create a unique link for each of the performance nights. Okay, so once codes are all set up and saved, we go to return to event creation. Um, okay, I think that's all with promo codes. Additional information, we talked about that. Awesome. Okay, then we will publish our event. I'm gonna have to remember to go and delete this event later, but I want to show this. So once the event is published, then the quick actions on the top right, here's where I'm going to duplicate the event when it's a multi-night, and I have to hit go. And then I'm going to select, rather than Friday night, I'll select Saturday night and the event start time. And it doesn't ask for an event end time. It's going to take the same. If I put this in as a 2-hour event from 7 to 9, it's going to default to 7 to 9 again, as long as I put that same start time. If I put 3 o'clock, it's going to default from 3 to 5. It's going to save that it's a 2-hour event. And I'm going to say musical night 2. And I hit duplicate, and it's going to copy almost all the settings. This is important that it's an almost. So it is going to duplicate all of the required settings here. So my date and time start have changed to the next day. All of these things are good to go. My tickets are there, set up and ready to go. But the optional settings, it does not duplicate. This drives me crazy. So I have to go in and paste in the text again. Actually, or maybe that one saves. But what I know doesn't save is the promo codes. The promo codes have to be re-entered because they are assigned to a specific night. And so it's a lot of clicks. I have to go back into promo codes and go add all those codes again, publish the event in the bottom right corner, and then that event is ready to go. And I duplicate that again for the next night, however many nights long the event runs. Okay, once all those are there, back at the dashboard, we'll see our event listed at the top here on our events, and it just tells me that it is visible, it is open to the public, how many tickets are sold, and the ticket sales, how many tickets are sold, and the amount, the revenue that has come in from ticket sales. And I can, of course, click on that event and then edit it as much as I'd like to. Edit, manage the attendees, manage reserved seating. I can reschedule the event. Over on the left menu, I can get some statistics and things. I find that it's not much, but I can change things in that to say whether they're on sale or not. I can turn them off to custom turn them on or off. That might be useful for like a little theater event. If it's just at the door and you're noticing that it is full or filling up, then you could then go and turn it off right there in the moment. You could be on your computer and say, these tickets are no longer on sale. Our event is full. Um, yeah, I think that's about all I've got there. There is a way, oh, and the manage attendees. This is what I do with Mega Concert and Valentunes, that it would show all of the purchases here. Of course, nobody's made a purchase here, but at the top, I can say download attendees. And within that download, it's going to download it as a big CSV file, which is a spreadsheet. And it's going to include all the optional information. Basically, it's going to include all the information, everything they input, what night they purchased, the ticket number, the amount that they put in, everything but their credit card number. But that's where it's going to put the additional information as well, such as what student is benefiting from the ticket sale. With Valentunes, it's going to put all those questions that I ask them. It's going to put that all there, um, and so that's where you get that download. Manage attendees and then download attendees, and that's the spreadsheet. That's going to be the most useful for that kind of information. All right, I think that's all I can think of. Hopefully that covers all the bases with ticket management through PlayOn HQ and GoFan.